Hello student, how are you? Today our discussion topic is about sound, chapter 8, the lesson 1, sound and its characteristics. So first of all, we have to know about what is sound. Sound is a type of energy made by vibration. So what is the vibration? Vibration is things that when you touch something else, the molecules or atoms are just moving, just vibrate. This is the vibration, and so from this vibration the sound comes from this. So this is the definition. Sound is a type of energy made by vibrations. Okay, so another things is this, the properties of sound wave. So what is the properties of sound wave? When an object of substances vibrates, it produces sound. When an object or substance vibrates, it produces sound. So substance means or object means inside the object there is atoms, there is molecules, so there is atoms. Atoms are vibrating, and that means the sound produced from the vibration. The sound is produced. So the sound waves can only travel through a solid, liquid or gas. They cannot travel through empty space. The sound waves can travel there are three mediums, you know this, the solid, liquid and gas. So every speed of sound depends on the different mediums. In the solid medium, sound speed is different. In the solid, in the liquid medium, the sound is different. The gas medium, sound is different. So we can discuss it later, or next chapter or next lesson. And they cannot travel through the empty space. If you go to the space, you cannot listen anything else. So you have to communicate through the electromagnetic wave, or there's some different devices. So there is a vibration definition. The movement is called a vibration. So any kind of movement of the particles is called the vibration. So these vibrations disturb the air, creating sound wave. So this is the line. These vibrations. This means the vibration come from molecules or atoms. Atom vibration disturb the air, the next molecule, and the next molecule, and this molecules vibrates the next molecule. So in this way the sound travels, so which keep going until they run out of energy. If your ear is within the range of those sounds wave and you hear sound, have students clap their hands 3 times. So if you clap, the sound comes from your claps vibration. So when you clapping, the vibrations is produced from your clap. This means the atoms are vibrating, and these atoms vibrate the next atom, and the next atom vibrates the next atom. So when I asked you to clap your hands, what happens? You disturb the air, causing it to vibrate, and the movement created sound waves. And look at the picture. Here is clapping there, and the sound is produced with the vibration of clapping. There is another example of guitar. Someone playing guitar, and when the guitar is played, sound comes from the strings of vibration. There is strings. When someone play the guitar, the strings is vibrating, or there is sound is produced from the vibration of strings. There is another example is play the flute, and sound comes from the flute. In this same way, is any kind of sound comes from the vibration. So this is the homework. And what is sound? Number 1. And what is vibration? Write the properties of sound and give 5 examples of sound around your surroundings. And what is sound is a very easy definition. You can write sound is a type of energy made by vibration, or you can add something else. There is a lot of resources. You can search in the Google, or search in another book or anything else. And what is vibration? There is another definition. You can go through these things. When an object or substance vibrates, or the movement is called the vibration. The particle movement is called the vibration, or any kind of movement is called the vibration in terms of sound. And write the properties of sound. There are some properties of sound waves, and this sound waves only travel through the solid, liquid or gas. They cannot travel through the empty space. There is properties, 3 properties is there. You can write and give the examples of sound around your surroundings. As in your surroundings, a lot of sound comes from there. As the clapping hand is one kind of example, and the playing guitar is another kind of example, and from the television this sound comes from here. As the mobile phone is also is another the sound. A lot of sound comes from here and there. Okay, so these are the topics are the finish of lesson 1, and another lesson is chapter 8 about sound. Lesson 2 and 3, the origin of sound. So first you have to know what the origin of sound, where the sound comes from. What is the origin of sound? The sound originated from vibration, and any vibration creates sound. This is the very similar about the definition of sound. The origin of sound means where there is a vibration, the sound comes from the vibration. Is a very maybe small vibration, is the very high vibration. So this is the all kind of vibrations. The small vibration, the low vibration means the small sound or low sound. Volume are quite low, and there's a huge vibration. Is a high vibration. Is the sound is more high. So example of origin of sound. The most sounds are wave produced by the vibration of matter. So we are made of matter. This matter means is any objects that occupy this space. That means the matter. There is atoms and molecules. All things are made of atom. So vibration of atom means there is a very tiny sound is there also. So inside the matter, the vibration of matter means the sound is there. Then look at the drums. The sound is produced by the vibration of drum. When the drum is drum here, drum produces the sound. Okay, the example is clapping. Sound is produced at the vibration of clapping. The same things. The sources of sound. The sources of sound is guitar, clap, or these things. That is the homework. What is the origin of sound? And give the 5 example of sound vibration. Write down any of experiment of origin of sound from a textbook. You open the textbook and read the experiment. One kind of experiment there. You can read the experiment and write something else from the textbook. Okay, these are the lesson 2. Lesson 2 and 3, origin of sound. Page number 81 and 82. Now we go lesson 4, the very important, the circulation of sound or propagation of sound. Circulation of sound or propagation of sound means how the sound moves, how the sound travel. So first of all, we have to know about what is the wave, the very important things. The first you have to know this what does the wave look like. The wave look like this, but it is a drawing, and you cannot see the wave, but if you see the ocean, how the wave comes, in the oceans the water comes through the wave. I think it look like this. So okay, the definition is this in terms of science. In terms of physics, the movement created by the vibrating particles of any medium. The movement created by vibrating particles. Particle means there is atom, molecules. Is particularly atoms is there. The particles, atoms vibration means vibrating atoms. That means the movement created by the vibrating particles of any medium. This is the medium means a solid, liquid or gas, and which is circulated or propagated through a medium is called wave. This is the definition of wave. The movement created by vibrating particle of any medium which is circulated through a medium is called wave. Then look at the picture, look at the figure. Is the air molecules. the sound comes from the sources. Look, the speaker, the sound comes from the speaker, and how the sounds travel, how the sound propagate, how the sound circulate is the air molecules. That's mean the first it vibrates the molecules or atoms. In the air, you know, there is oxygen atom is there, hydrogen atom is there, and there's a lot of atoms are in the air. So vibrating the atoms, these atoms vibrate the next atoms, the next atom vibrates the next atoms, so it's the go like this. So there is a expansion and contraction is there. So we will come the next topics. And so this is the how the sound comes from, like this. This is the wave. So these are the definition of wave. Now another topic is what is the circulation of sound. So you heard the word the circulated. So I will now come to the deep in the what is the circulation of wave. The wave of sound circulates in the same way. The movement of sound from one place to another is called the circulation of wave. This means the sound goes from here to here. Sound goes from here to here. Like when you speak, the sound comes from your mouth, and the sound goes to your ear, and like this. If you think deeply, you can understand how the sound travel or how the sound propagate. This is the circulation of sound. You have to know these things. The movement of sound from one place to another. It is the wire. It's the string. I think one side is end is tie up with something else, and you just pull this spring. You will see this one is a contraction, one is expansion. Contraction and expansion. The sound travels like this way. Look at this. This is the expansion, contraction, expansion, contractions, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. This is the expansion means expansion. This is this way, and contraction is the upper side, low, up, low, up, low. So these are the sound wave. The circulation of sound needs the medium. Obviously, without medium, it cannot circulate, but it cannot vibrate. The sound medium, the medium may be solid, liquid, or gas. The sound circulates very fast through the solid medium, then liquid medium, and the gaseous medium. Let's look at the picture. Okay, there is a example of waves. Look, there is a speaker is there. The sound goes through like this, and here is the expansion and contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. The sound wave is produced by the vibration of air. The vibration is molecules vibration is there. The most sounds are waves circulated by the vibration of particles. Okay, another example of tuning fork look like this. When you hit something, it produces sound. And there is expansion and compressed. There is compressed and there is expansion, and there is some problem is there. The expanded will be like this here, rarefied or expand, anything else. Okay, look, the basic thing is that there is the expansion and the compressed, compression and expansion. The two things are here in the wave, expansion and contraction. And the produced by tuning fork, any vibrating wire of musical instrument or any vibrating arm of tuning fork vibrates the molecules of air around them. The vibration passes or transferred to next molecules of the air. The sound reaches to the listeners by turns from a source like wave. Okay. When the guitar is played, sound comes from the strings vibration. When the guitar is played, sound comes from the strings vibration. I said before. I take a long string, take a long string, strikes its one end, and you will find the result of its contraction and expansion. It circulates energy. The wave of sound circulates in the same way. Okay, so where is the homework? What is wave? Give the 5 example of how the sound circulator propagate, and what happen when you speak, or how does sound travel in your ear. So you will do the homework in your home. And is there any difficulties or is there any problem, you can contact with my WhatsApp. Okay, thank you very much.